good workout with Nikki. If you guys don't know who Nikki is, she is a bikini competitor. I don't know why I said bikini. Bikini, or is it bikini? Bikini? Like banana? No, but there's an I. Bikini. Bikini. Okay, I don't even know if this is a Hawaiian word or whatever, but it sounds Hawaiian or Asian. Bikini competitor. Well, she's a bikini competitor, and she shed some insight on some of the things that your goals for a bikini competitor should be. So she told me that for a bikini competitor, you want developed quads, but you don't want quad separation. You want nice developed shoulders and arms, but you don't want the shoulder and tricep separation. So it was really interesting to hear how in a completely different sport, or even a different category for that matter, because in the world of bodybuilding, you have bikini and you have figure, physique, and all that. And they all have different goals, because once you go to the slightly more jacked one, I think the next one up is physique. Now they want to see a slight quad separation. And because of those goals, she trains mostly with a lot of supersets and a lot of sculpting movements, like sculpting the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, like her body. So her body's very well sculpted, and it's made to look good in a bikini. And I'm really happy that I was able to introduce powerlifting to her, because number one, she's pretty strong, you know, like even though she does so many movements with machines, like her first time doing pause squats ever in her life, she was able to do 135 for a couple of reps, and that's really good for someone that's, I don't even think she's 100 pounds. And then she also tried deficit deadlifts for the first time. And these are things that are just gonna give you a strong back, strong glutes, strong quads, and build a good foundation as an athletic human being, number one. Number two, because you can handle more weight, you're just gonna burn more calories. And I think this really opened up her eyes, where she's like, oh, cool. I'm not gonna get super jacked on doing these barbell movements, but these barbell movements can make me a healthier, stronger human being, and also help me reach the goals I wanna reach even more. So I was just really happy that I was able to introduce that to her. And yeah, like I can't wait to see what she does with those movements, because maybe she might be even interested in powerlifting and decide to make strength one of her goals, and we'll see like a very sexy and strong female, because I feel like every single female out there has the potential to be very sexy and also very strong. There's this misconceived notion that if you lift heavy weights, you know, you turn into a man. And that's like what most girls are scared of, but it's actually very hard to put on muscle for a guy. Like, it's for a guy to put on 10 to 12 pounds of muscle a year, that's already really good. For a girl, it's even less than that. It's really hard to really transform your body. And most of the girls that you see that have such a very manly physique, it's because they have enhancements like steroids, performance enhancing drugs, and it takes things to alter your biology to be able to create that look. Now, not all girls that are jacked are on steroids, so I don't want you to take that statement and just make it a blanket statement. But for most of the girls that you do see out there, because some girls, they just have more higher testosterone levels, some guys have lower testosterone levels, some girls have better genetics, some girls have less athletic genetics. So it's really hard to say. You can't put 100% proof on something unless you actually blood, piss, hair test, do all that stuff. But for the most part, it's very, very hard. And you don't become a man overnight, you know, like you train as a female and you'll see your body develop. Like, it's not going to be you do like shoulder presses one day and tomorrow you're wearing an extra large t-shirt. You slowly develop, and that's the beauty about sculpting and training. It's, you get to take things one step at a time, and if you ever see your body go in a direction you don't want, like right for me, I was bulking and now I got too fat, now I just, you know, slowly get small. So you can always change your body around, and things are reversible too. Like, let's say you are able to be one of the few 1% women to get freaking jacked, and now you want to start slimming down, easy, reversible. And so I just wanted to clear that up with a lot of people out there. And as you can see, we're also back at the old office, because the new office, we decided to add one last thing before we truly start moving in, and that is we're gonna grind down the floor and also seal it and add I think they're called charcoal, where it kind of stains a little bit, so it has that really nice, like a hipster restaurant type of feel. So they did that all weekend, and now it's super dusty in there. They still have, I think, like two more steps to do before they add the sealant in, and then after that we have to let it settle for like a whole week. So we're not going to be in there for a whole week, but after that everything should be ready to go and ready to move in. So I'm super duper excited with all that. Like I don't mind meeting at the old office. Like when I come back here, it's actually pretty charming, you know? Like we have like all the stuff that me and Casey been working on with the movie and stuff still here. So I'm look like an earthquake. So I'm still like very, very excited about that. And I got my food. Got my trusty McDonald's food. Almost, I think you can almost count on every time I have a lifting day on the weekday, I always go through some drive-through just to save time. Like today, I didn't even have time to do my hair. I just jumped in the shower, rinsed really quick, and this time I didn't even take a real shower. Like I took a legit shower last night, so I'm super clean, but then I did sweat like a motherfucker, and I didn't have time to take a full shower, so sometimes I felt like the lesser of the two evils is just at least rinse with super hot water so it can rinse the sweat off. I didn't have time to apply soap, but I do feel much better if I just went straight to work and hella greased out. So now I'm gonna eat my food, and then I'm gonna meet with Casey and work on the feature, and we have mad progress on that, so I'm really excited about that too. So many things to be excited about, you know? Life is good. Life is good. Let me know in the comments below, what do you appreciate about life right now? Like you don't have to, it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving to give thanks and to appreciate life, you know? Like I feel like you can be grateful about life at any point of the time. Every single time I wake up in the morning, I have a smile, and I love life. Let me know what makes you smile about life. I just wrapped a hella long creative meeting with Casey, and my brain is so fried. We met from 1 o'clock all the way until now, which is about 8. And although the meeting was very productive, at the end, it didn't seem like it was going that way. It was one of those days where like you're meeting together and you guys are putting ingredients into the pot, but it doesn't seem like it's amounting to something. Like we're doing all the right things, and like for example, we're trying to create these 2 characters for our movie, and we thought of some stylistic things of how they can meet, some like transitions. Okay, you get this guy, he enters this building, and then when he meets this guy, you don't really know if this guy's gonna be an important character later on, but we just kind of pan over to the other guy and we follow his storyline. So we're thinking of a lot of like poetic cinematography, because that's something we're kind of good at, cinematography. We're also good at action, we're also good at comedy, so we kind of want to combine something like that and really try to make a very next level film. Like that's one of the biggest things we want to do. There's so many YouTubers and other social media influencers that are making feature films these days. We really want to set ourselves apart, because I think a lot of those guys, they were meant to make Vines, they were meant to make YouTube videos, they were meant to make Instagram videos. For us from the start, if you've seen our old things, they were like sagas. Like our Uncle Story, it was Uncle Story Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Like so many of our old videos, we started off with a feature film mind, versus a lot of people started off with a skit and sketch mind. And I think that's what really separated us, and I'm sure a lot of you guys realize that that story element along with the comedy element is what attracted a lot of our initial viewers to us. And so for us, because we're finally able to visit that platform of feature films, we really wanted to flex on that and do a good job, you know, and kind of, if this is us and if this is our calling, we really want to do a good job. But when you're doing things creatively, sometimes like feature film is it's a team sport. You know, you have so many people, like when you watch the movies and the credits roll at the end, there's like 50, 100, sometimes like 500 people, all part of the film, all part of that team. And there's so many different departments, and when we're just trying to brainstorm all these things, sometimes it can get carried away. And so for the first, I would say good 3 or 4 hours, we thought we had a lot of ideas, and we thought we put in a pot, and we really examined them. Nothing really seemed to pop out as if it's wrong. Like when our first, like if you watch a couple of vlogs back, when we met with the screenwriter and she showed us like there are some very blatant holes in our script. So now we don't have any, but they didn't necessarily all need to add up. So for example, like if you were to watch like any film, like let's say like Superbad, you know, that's like one of the films we like. It's very funny, it's very heartfelt, and it's a film about friendship, and there's a good message in it, and so that kind of embodies a lot of the things that we want to cover in our film. if randomly Jonah Hill's character goes to detention and he goes there and then he writes an essay and we spend 3 minutes on that scene and then we cut back to all the shenanigans and the adventure and the journey they go on, it doesn't really make sense. But it's not wrong. Like Jonah Hill's character, it would make sense for him to be in detention, but that specific scene in the whole scheme of things, of storytelling, it doesn't add to anything. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the problem we ran into, where when developing this film, we had a lot of scenes that we liked, and when we put them together, it wasn't necessarily wrong, but how do these scenes play into the overall scheme of the film? And when you're doing a film, you only got about an hour or two to tell a really tight, nice, deep story. You know, it's not like a TV show where you have like 13 episodes in the entire season. Like, you can't waste time. You have 2 hours to tell like an entire book's worth of story. So every single scene has to make sense and pay off later on. And we realized that at the end of like about 5 or 6 hours of brainstorming, that we had so many scenes put together, none of it really ties together, none of it is really paying off, and it was just a bunch of scenes that we thought would be cool. And we were about to give up. And then finally, like at the end of each of our meetings, we like to create a list of what should we do next time. So when we approach it, we don't go, oh, where do we leave off at? There's specific notes. Figure this out. Do this. This is the problem that we couldn't figure out. Do this. So we have specific notes. And while we were writing all the problems that we had, all the answers just started clicking. Boom, 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 boom. So the last 10 minutes of our 7-hour brainstorm session was the most clarifying of it all. It was crazy. Like, we had answers to everything, and then our story structure became super clear. Everything started working smooth. We were able to eliminate scenes and make some characters a little bit more important, some less important, like right off the bat. And we were like, what the fuck? And this whole entire I guess endeavor, or the course of this whole sequence of events of us brainstorming and planning all these things, it taught me something. It really reminded me of business, and it really reminded me of like any endeavor that anyone wants to do. There's so many times where, like, when you first start, there's always beginner's luck, right? Where it's like things are very fun and fresh, and because of that, you give everything this extra attention and you have beginner's luck, and it seems like you're just naturally good at it. Then when you really get into the core of something, like when you start learning how to play guitar from like year two to like year 5, or you really start doing martial arts from the yellow belt all the way up to red belt, there's like this entire grinding process where sometimes you lose track of why you even started. It's not even as fun as it was before. Like, you learn how to ollie on a skateboard, then all the other tricks are just so tremendously hard. Then it always comes to a point where things become clear and there's an epiphany, and then all of a sudden you reach that next status, you know. And then again you go through like a bunch of like muddy water, just trying to figure shit out. You don't know what things mean, and those muddy times are when I feel like a lot of people, the reason why they don't make it to the next step is because when they hit that muddy, not fun, not rewarding, unmotivating time, that's when a lot of people give up, or they change passions. They go, you know what, that's not for me. You know, like, I went to like 20 auditions for like 2 years, and it's just not fun, and that's not for me. And every single one of my friends that have made it in stand-up comedy and acting, they all tell me, dude, in entertainment, doesn't matter what job, director or whatever, it takes a good 10 years of grinding before you even get anywhere where you're like, okay, I've established myself. So if every single endeavor has that muddy period, you gotta just push through it, you know. Like, and everything has that. Medical school, graduate school, college, high school, everything, there's that muddy period where it just sucks. You don't know why the fuck you're doing it, but when you finish, you're like, aha, that's why. It's the last 10 minutes that are the most rewarding, and you realize why you were sticking it through for 7 hours. So we finished, exhausted, a bunch of brain power, fucking hungry as shit, about to get some bomb ass Chinese food, motherfucker. I'm up there. I'm getting ready for bed now.
Yeah.
I didn't see you all day.
I know.
How was your day?
I pulled out your special see-through blanket. Can you catch that?
Thank you. It's extra comfortable.
Because you're really hot. Your body's really hot. How was my day, you said?
Yeah.
My day was good. It was kind of tiring because I woke up at 5:30 a.m. so that I can get slightly camera ready because I was cameoing in a Wong Fu production. It's their web series called Single by 30. I had a scene in there. And so I did that up until like 1. And then I went back down to a shelter because I thought that they might have Briggy there. But it turns out that I was misinformed. So she wasn't there. And then I came home and I was just so exhausted because I was sleepy, but then that coupled with like how hot it's getting right now, I think it was like 94. That really drained like the energy out of me, so I was super sleepy. So came home, took a nap, and then I've kind of been a little bit obsessed about like Briggy and whatnot. So I got Fawn on a leash. After I woke up from my nap, I got Fawn on a leash, and then like we walked around like usually the perimeter that I would walk them, because they say that dogs, when they get separated from their home, they tend to stick to what they know. So I walked Fawn, along the trail that I would walk the girls together. And then I was home, had the AC on, because again, it was super hot in here.
Did it feel good?
It felt amazing. I had the AC on and a sweater. That's always the best. At my mom's house, we used to have, we had central AC. So I would have like this thick Mexican blanket, like this guy.
Yeah.
And then I would be bundled up, and then I had my ceiling fan, and we had the AC on. It felt so good.
That sounds like a wonderful time.
Yeah. So me wearing my sweater today kind of reminded me of that. And then so I just stayed inside, and I was just working. And then around 8 p.m., I had an APPAREL meeting with Aaron. And we met, and then one of you guys was telling me that you guys thought you spotted Briggy.
Yeah.
And it was this dog that you guys have, like, for 3 days, you guys kept telling me that, oh, I saw her, and you guys would send me pictures and the location of this specific dog. There was even one person that, like, was driving in their car, and as they're driving, they call Barbell, like, letting them know, like, hey, I'm following Briggy right now, which it wasn't her.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me that, like, this poor dog is walking around the city for 3 days wearing a vest, so clearly he belongs to someone. And I was just like, how fucking selfish of me to be so invested in my own dog to not care about this guy. So it was like 11, and I'm like, all right, babe, I gotta see you later. And I got some doggy treats, and then I was like on a quest to find that specific dog.
Did you find them?
I don't think finding dogs is my forte, because I suck. Like, everyone else spotted him, but I just couldn't. Like, I went down the streets that they told me that they saw him, and I kind of went in the direction where I thought the dog was moving, because it seemed like he was moving more east.
Yeah.
So I kept moving in that direction, and I didn't see anything. But I was equipped. I had a blanket already laid out in my back seat. It's still there.
That's cute. And
then I had the doggy treats that all dogs go crazy for. You know what I'm talking about? The dog crack.
The chicken ones?
Yeah, the dog crack ones. And
Dogs love those.
I'm like, I'm going to get this fool today. I'm going to get him, bring him back, freaking, and, like, try to find his owners, but no luck.
Fine.
And I put some gas in my car, and now I'm back. What did you do?
I pretty much just, in the morning, I worked out with Nikki. And then I just had a meeting with Casey from 1 to 7, and that's it.
Oh, damn. 1 to 7? Holy crap, is your brain mush?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you didn't come home till 10.
Oh, because I went to eat with Casey, and I went to go get you some food.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, actually, we met from 1 to 8, I think. Long day. My brain is mush.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see my phone case? My other leather one, it broke. So I'm back to this guy.
Sparkles.
Yeah. This is the one, if it breaks and the water gets on your skin, it's like acid and it burns you. Remember we did a Jake and E story on that?
Yeah.
The little girl. Yeah. This is the one. But it's so cute.
I'm gonna go sleep now. I'm tired.
I know, you look exhausted. You look wasted.
Good night.
Good night, I love you.
Love you.
She killed me. What are they called?
Murder. That's what.
It's called, the exercise called murder.
That's great.
187 on the glutes.
Yeah. We did 3 kind of like superset like exercises.